Alright, welcome back to another stream of Disco Elysium with our first playthrough and the viewer influence aspect. And we are currently at the tail end of day 3 here. We could actually go to sleep at this point. But I would have to first say goodnight to Kim and then maybe return to talk to Klaasje about stuff she won't discuss in front of Kim. But since we kind of like stopped here in the middle of this whole like investigation process on the rooftop, we're gonna go and just talk to Klaasje and see if there was anything more here.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
What is her name, miss, for the record?
Klaasje Amandu,
And where are you from?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
What is Oranje?
A bad memory, officer.
Understood.
It's the past. People can't go back to the past.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Damn, 28? I thought she was definitely older. But, I mean, given that she's been through quite a rough patch, certain memories can definitely, make you appear older than you are. What do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
Want to hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows Patrol Officer Tilbrook his genital warts, asking if they're cancer.
Yeah, that is stupid. So, Patrol Officer Tilbrook. Good thing to know, I guess, for later. Maybe we can mention his genital warts if we ever need like a comeback and he's like starting to roast us.
His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead, Mullins says. No, the man replies. I touched him. He's warm.
Hello Vijay, welcome in and good morning. How's it going today?
He's warm, Mullins replies, because he's under the radiator.
You're a cop?
No. More stupid. Oranese lit.
Oranese lit?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
So what is the Oranese literature about?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are. Only the name of the nation changes.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
So what do you do with Oranese lit?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Cool.
It's not very cool, but what can you do?
Could we take a look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Ah, yeah.
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
So how do I know you've told us your real name?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Klaasje Amandu. It's a weird name.
I mean, yes. But that could also make it sound more convincing. So that logic goes 2 ways. Okay then.
Okie dokie. The record. So official.
Nice room you've got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
The windows new. Look around, hate to say it, but you've got sad all over the place.
Yeah, I've contaminated it pretty bad.
Is that why you're out here?
The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
What exactly is the nature of this contamination?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about you? Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial sad spill in there.
Somewhere below, military-grade SAD is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest. It will lead to introspection.
I am part of the anti-object task force. Well, I guess something is bad. Point to your head, in my head, in the past.
That's where it always comes from, isn't it? From the head and from the past.
It's a feeling, white and filled with doom. Gaseous, invisible, deadly. It's everywhere.
Sounds like an advanced form of what I've got, with a bit of old love sprinkled on top.
Probably, yeah.
Love is terror.
Sheer terror, panic, and screaming.
What are you doing here in the Welling and Rex?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Why are you here?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Well, let's say Martinez.
I heard this is where the washed-up disco has-beens go.
Well, I guess you came to the right place.
She looks at you and nods.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about her drugs because we kinda like did it without asking her. That window is new.
It is.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
Yeah. I do think also that, it's very likely that the window had to be replaced. I mean, yeah, accidents happen, but imagine if there was like a gunshot that went through a window, And she could have easily, smashed something else through the window and then said, yeah, well, something happened to a window, and no one would be able to prove it was actually a gunshot. But also means I have to probably investigate why the window had to be replaced and who replaced it, and who she kind of like reported it to be replaced. Because you would assume that the hotel takes care of that sort of thing.
Okay.
In Volition 5, look her in the eye. Yeah, that's quite difficult. Okay, so talking about the assault I can only do to her at this time, but only if Kim isn't with us. So we could try the volition choice here. It is a white check, so we can try again. I'm just gonna have a look if there's anything that boosts volition here. That we have. Well, I guess not. So we could try with a pretty low 28% chance or so.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
She looks back. Time moves slowly. Triangles of her face rearranging into a weary smile.
Knock, knock.
Hey there, Arnie. I mean, Rod. How's it going, Sandy? Thank you so much for her raid. And welcome in Raiders. I hope the rest of Watch Dogs went well. And yeah, welcome in everyone. Welcome back, Jay. Good morning, Ryu. Welcome in as well. And yeah, welcome to Disco Elysium. We're just getting started for today. Currently at the tail end here of the third day. And yeah, definitely making some progress here with the murder investigation. Talking to the right people right now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed some nice Watch Dogs gameplay. I love that game. Rodney. See, that's how that name originated. Clearly. That's awesome, dude. Glad to hear that went well, that you got the second act finished. And yeah, I mean, passing that fire truck mission, you know, first try, especially on that difficulty, is certainly quite a feat. There's just some missions, you know, that can be quite difficult to get done on a first attempt. And that's even on, like, you know, regular difficulty. Especially the ones where you have to, like, escort people through, like, places. I mean, most of them you can deal with by just, like, going inside yourself and just taking out everyone. But the one with Bedbug in, you know, the headquarter. That one can be quite tricky to get done on the first attempt. I need that money. Set it down, Bonnie McGuire. That's enough time to make some money later. Then you can pay your rent. Oh yeah, that's one tactic I really like to use as well in Watch Dogs. I'm like trying to do the scans. And you're just like spamming, you know, the gem comms. It's really nice too when, you know, someone tries to hack you, like, you know, your previous partner and antagonist. Kind of forgot his name. But also the hacker with a red face. Like, can be quite useful for those missions as well. Hello there, Okoki. Welcome in. And how's it going? He will get the rent when he fixes the damn door. Okay, then. And then he's like, see a chump. going good, Gorky? That's great to hear.
Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise.
I don't know about that.
You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit.
What is happening?
Nothing. Just time passing. Don't worry.
Good job, conceptualization. You know, it's really funny, like, the more you kind of like learn about the different character aspects, the more you kind of like can, I guess, conceptualize and categorize certain like moments with a like meaning, you know, on like multiple levels. It's so funny, like, also seeing how difficult it was to succeed with one character aspect. In this case, you know, conceptualization being like trivial, which means like anyone would have been able to guess that, you know, time has passed. Which I guess is one of the only constant truths. Time passing, which is what makes it so trivial. Why is this Harry's middle name? You forgot the "an" in front of it. At least when it comes to my my Harry. With a total of 2 intellects. Hello Versona, welcome in as well. How are you doing today? It's good to see games that you wouldn't normally play. It can be nice sometimes. I do actually like watching games that I wouldn't really play myself either. It's like something different, and you don't have to necessarily commit to like, you know, watching the whole thing or like, in the further sense, playing the whole thing. But it can be a nice opportunity to kind of like see if there are aspects about a game that you might enjoy. The last name is Hobocop, exactly. Harry Unwise Hobocop. Also called Tequila Sunset. Hobocop, part man, part machine, or homeless. It's if Robocop became a homeless person. Yes, I'm here, Rod. Watching Rogue, you know, certainly preferable to like playing it. Same with Odyssey.
You are not a fool. Anything out of the ordinary and you would be notified. Air moves in your windpipe. Your heart beats. You're a detective. Get back to detecting.
Am I being beguiled?
She presses her elbows against her waist and slowly turns her head.
Avert your eyes.
The strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.2 seconds.
Felt like minutes. I wonder why. See, that's the real reason why I take so much time beating this game. It's because moments that take 2.2 seconds in the game take me minutes to complete. But yeah, so I don't want to talk about the assault with her until Kim has basically said goodnight, because I said that she will only talk about it when Kim isn't with us. I wonder if I can just like say goodnight to him. I mean, I can't go back in my room, right? Because I technically haven't paid for it this night. Yeah. Because I have like a new home now. So maybe I can just talk to him and say goodnight. I wonder why I don't have the end of the day debrief yet. Because it's almost 11 p.m. And I think the threshold is usually at like 9 p.m. when you can like go to sleep. I know, right? He's like constantly following me. It's like, Kim, give me some private space, please. I guess I just have to go like to my, you know, sleeping place. Then he will say good night, and then I guess I have to go back here to then be able to talk to Klasia without Kim. That would be kind of annoying, honestly, because it would mean I have to go back and forth. However, the game has like a fast travel function, right? I just never figured out how to do it. Or never, I mean, I never really wanted to do it either. But this was a moment where I guess it would be kind of like useful. So let's have a look at the map, I guess. I mean, these are just like the skill checks I can do pretty much. Maybe if I go like to the actual item.
The worn map features the patchwork grid. Your thing finally.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the map tab.
Yeah, it really is just in the journal, apparently. Guess I'm just gonna Google how to fast travel in this game. Because it told us about like certain fast travel points unlocking. Listen up of the game recently, so it would be cool to see her play it too. That's nice. I think she might really enjoy it. Kind of like the RPG aspect of it. And of course, like how deep the writing goes, you know, with the choices and the character aspects and stuff. So I mean, the thing is, like on the map you can see like travel here. So I guess I could just use my mouse instead. But I wonder, okay. I guess I figured it out myself. You basically just go from the list on the left here to the right ones, and then you have these like travel here. They weren't very clearly written if you don't go on them, so I didn't like notice them at first. But yeah, I guess you can make our way here. You had trouble getting fast travel to work consistently because you didn't really figure it out 100%. I gotcha. It was gonna be my first time fast traveling, so let's see. Okay, I mean that worked. That's cool. And I guess I can now travel to the church and to the Martinet waterfront. Back to back. Yeah, that works. No time passes either, so you're not actually losing any time. Hey there, Omelet. Fast travel only works between the specific locations. You must be in one of them to teleport. Ah, I see. So if you're not like exactly standing at the waterfront, for instance, where I just was. Like avoiding in wrecks when you can't like teleport. So I guess if you go to the ship to the north where I can talk to that woman, then you couldn't fast travel. That's good to know. Thanks for the explanation.
It's getting cold, this late in the night. Time to call it a day.
Yeah, good night, Kim.
Good night, officer. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Okay, enter the shack, but I'm not yet done here. I still want to talk to Klaasje, because I can only do that after hours and alone. Technically, we could now also go ahead and steal the boots from the dead guy to get the full fan suit, or at least a part of it. Because that way, you know, Kim doesn't see us stealing them. But I don't know. I feel like I don't actually wanna get them, because I kinda agree with Kim that whatever is on the body as we find them is gonna stay that way, you know? I do at least wanna work on being like, you know, a good cop if I can. Okay, so I gotta go out of this shack again. And then I guess we can travel back. That's really helpful. Feels so weird being alone here. Not having Kim with us. Hello Vagard, I would like to do another disco performance. How about it? My last one wasn't horrible enough yet. God is gonna be Deadmond and Pause NPC combined.
This window is pristine, smooth as ice.
Okay, I thought maybe now that we talked about how the window has been replaced, that you know, we would maybe have like a new way of interacting with it. But yeah, time to talk about the assault, I guess.
I was just thinking, what a nice evening it is for taking part in a murder investigation.
Okay, so now that Kim isn't here, let's talk about Sunday night.
Ah, yes. The night before I saw you in the hallway and reminded you you're a police officer.
It's one of the first things I remember doing in Elysium.
Wow. Elysium. You don't hear that term often.
She's a glib girl, but she liked the wording.
Did you hear something Sunday night from my room?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any visitors?
I can't say. Probably not. Sounded like you were flying solo.
You mentioned loud disco music?
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestrations prime among them.
She arcs her eyebrow, waiting for it to connect with you.
Oh, we're huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
You're a police officer, Harry? No way. Do I get to go to police school now with my friends? Yeah, we go on alright.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of that time you were yelling along to it.
Was I singing this? Show the empty case of a smallest church in Saint Saint.
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also
What else?
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
So what happened next?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
Well, I guess that's so me. What did I do?
A window was smashed, the tape player probably, the song stopped. And furniture too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Was there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable.
Classy has that Emma Stone star voice. That's true. Yeah. I can see it. Or, hear it.
I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Thank you.
No problem, sir.
Alright, cool. That's it. So I kind of thought that the assault also had to be talked about without Kim. But I think it really was just about this Sunday night encounter. So we're gonna keep on talking to her when Kim is around. Let's wake up Kim, shall we?
The lieutenant's door is closed.
Imagine if he would actually get up, like, in his undies, being like, what are you doing here?
Waste of space on this earth.
That would be him probably when he opens the door and sees our face. It's like, didn't I just drop you at the check? Why are you following me? You don't live here anymore, Harry. Well, I'm gonna make it a viewer choice whether or not we're gonna knock the door.
Come out and fight, bitch.
Come out and fight Kim. I mean, bitch. But yeah, let's make it a viewer choice whether or not we're gonna annoy Kim after hours. Well, I guess we are.
No response. What are you doing?
Gonna keep with it and knock again.
Still, no response. Where is he? Isn't it party o'clock? Doesn't he want to go for a little drive? Anything to not face the hanged disco man yet.
Okay, let's see if we're gonna knock again as before or bang on the door. Gonna make the severe choice again. Well, I guess we're gonna bang.
You hear the sound of a drawer closing, followed by the shuffling of feet.
I guess he's getting his gun or something. Also, hello there, Spectre. Welcome in. Thank you for summoning the German. Get to the chopper, Rod. Get to the chopper. in Arnie accent also. Or I don't know about Arnie accent, dude. But I would try my best to do it in German, though. The thing is, I actually have no idea how Arnie sounds in German. Because whenever I hear him, he's like always, you know, speaking English in his kind of like Austrian accent, I guess. Geh zum Helikopter, Rod. Geh zum Helikopter. Jetzt. Geh zum Helikopter.
You trash.
You are trash, Mr. Goody. Nah, just kidding. How's it going? How are you today? Your helicopter's trash. I mean, I can live with that. You found a 1-minute video of him speaking German? Well, let's have a listen to that. I'm curious. I probably heard him at some point speaking German, but yeah, his English voice is definitely much more present to me.
Deutschland war mein Sprungbrett nach Amerika für meine Karriere. Ich habe in München für 2 Jahre gewohnt, von 1966 bis 68.
Jesus, he has like, I can't even do that accent because it's like so deeply like Austrian, Bavarian kind of like style. And you must know that we have like lots of different dialects in the German language. So how people talk in the north of Germany is like super different to like how they talk in Bavaria, for instance. In fact, there are like some parts of Bavaria where I've visited, you know, like a friend, where I literally, like, as a native German speaker, I didn't understand like 70% of what the people were saying. We were like in the supermarket and the cashier was like talking with a like customer, like casually small talk, and I understood almost nothing. Now, Ani in German I can definitely understand, but yeah, there's some dialects that are really heavy. But yeah, but even as a native speaker, you have like trouble understanding sometimes. But yeah, Arnie can definitely understand quite well, but he certainly has a very thick Austrian accent. Or, you know, dialect, I should say, since it's in German. You're good, you lifted 80 plus kilograms today. You got to lift tomorrow too. Very nice, Mr. Goody, that's awesome. GG's on getting, you know, that much done. So what's your next aim? Do you want to go to like 85? Do you like go in smaller steps? So in high school, you had multiple language classes offered, and one of the requirements was to teach someone not in the class how to count to 10. That's actually not a bad idea. You know, kind of like get a bit of out of the comfort zone, I guess. Kind of explain to someone who doesn't know. Probably so hard to replicate. Yeah, some people are really good at like doing all of these different dialects. For example, my sister is really gifted in that regard. But I'm certainly not. Yeah, no kidding. Like there's definitely parts where I didn't understand 70% of what they're saying. It's like a different language at that point, pretty much. I might as well listen to like Dutch, and I would probably understand just as much. Just because of like the Germanic roots, I guess. So English, Spanish, Russian, German, and Chinese are the languages you can at least count to 10. That's really cool. Yeah, that's quite a few there. I can honestly only speak English and German like fluently, and I'm kind of learning Spanish at the moment, but I don't think I can count to 10 at this point, since I like more like currently I learn Spanish more like in the context of like, for example, ordering food or like, you know, getting like a ticket to like a place to visit or whatever, and less about like, okay, the alphabet, you know, of the numbers or something like that. But I guess with time I might also learn to count to like 100 at some point, like once it becomes important. Maybe once you have to deal with like more advanced numbers or something. But yeah, in like, you know, ordering food category, it's more about like 1, 2, or 3s most of the time. And those are fairly easy enough. Oh nice, 100 kilograms already next time, Mr. Godi. That's quite a, you know, bump in weight. But yeah, good luck with that, and definitely hope that you can make it.
Und in die 2 Jahre habe ich 2 Mr-Universum-Titel gewonnen. München war die beste Stadt für das Training, das beste
München war die beste. It's kind of funny how like in Austrian, Bavarian, they kind of like pronounce the A's like almost like O's. So when I say war, they might say war. War. And you can like basically apply that to like almost all the A sounds in a way. But yeah, so much to Ani speaking German here. Back to the game. But yeah, I think Kim is about to get to the door here. Japanese as well. Not bad, Sona. GG's. You need to eat a whole English style breakfast just if you will live that morning. I mean, that's definitely something that would give you like lots to work with. It's like one of the most hearty breakfasts you can have, really. Like beans in a rich sauce, you know, like bacon if you have it, eggs, sausages. Not sure if you get black pudding or not. Maybe some mushrooms. Some tomatoes. Like Keanu Reeves when he goes, whoa. Yeah, maybe that was his inspiration. He spent like a summer in southern Germany.
What is it, Harry? What time is it?
Everybody's saying, whoa. The lieutenant's voice sounds tired. It's party time. Do you want to go for a midnight drive to clear our heads?
To clear our heads from what? Sleep?
Sleep is what he needs most right now.
Good night, Harry.
Buffer Kim after hours. Nice. New achievement. Totally worth it. Look, Kim, I mean, everybody's still awake. It's not even 11 p.m. And you're already like, I need my sleep.
You want forgiveness? Get religion.
Get religion. I don't know about that one.
Schiller! Schiller! Ba, ba, ba.
Ahoy there, Schiller. Welcome in, dude. And good day to you.
It's getting cold.
How are you doing today? Alright, so I think it's time to go to sleep.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
Ah yeah, we can try the Encyclopedia choice again. I just want to have a look if there's anything to boost Encyclopedia here. Ah yeah, the Mega Bino's prescription lenses. That would definitely help to explore the reason behind the expression.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face.
I mean, that's definitely quite the increase here. 42%. But yeah, Kim, it's past 1 AM here and you're still awake. I know, right? Gonna be the same for me probably tonight. But it's also almost sleep time for me, I guess. Because I still have to be up decently in the morning, I guess. And these days I definitely need my 7 hours of sleep. Or at least 6 to 7. Shall you good? Currently trying to beat the Evil Must Die DLC for Resident Evil 7. Very nice. So how's that going so far? Is it very difficult? You got randomly kicked from a Twitch app, did you? I think they also brought out an update for the Twitch app or something. Not sure if maybe that has to do with it. Also, hold on, give me just 1 second. Alright. You know what that can be like? Yeah. Sometimes I still wanna like, you know, stay up a bit because usually like my brain gets very active like in the night and like often I can also like, you know, do certain things like better when I feel like I get or can be like unbothered, I guess. So nighttime can be good for that. To work on certain projects, for instance. But yeah, if you have to be up early in the morning, that doesn't always align too well. So that's difficult. It's basically a randomizer with lots of traps. In the end, you have to fight Marguerite. But you get on a consistent basis to Marguerite now. I gotcha. Something I gotta try like over and over again a bit. But that's really good to get to that point of consistency, you know, where you can get through most of a level like fairly easily until the real challenge presents itself. gotcha, Sona. So watching from the iPad. I usually just use the mobile app on my phone, which is an Android, which seems to work fine for the most part. But there can be like sometimes weird connection issues where chat isn't like loading properly. Or not like catching up as it should maybe.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Okay. Didn't succeed this time. Let's go to
It's
sleep then.
comforting, if a bit run down. Still, you've earned a rest. Across the room, the heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Thoughts, baby. A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
You know, makes you wonder what the voice actor for the ancient reptilian brain has done to prepare for the role. Smoke 5 packs of cigarettes and X 2 bottles of whiskey before doing the recording. Maybe. But yeah, doing this kind of voice on command would be super difficult, I guess. And super straining, I would imagine.
Recorded in you forever on Faraday.
Spinning in eternity.
On and on it goes, for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising, above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep, studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there. The first time, the last time, the smoke in her mouth, the plotted flowers, the faces turning, changing.
What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy, and you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
I'll be so hard on the voices, these voices. Yeah. I can only imagine how many glasses of water you have to drink in between. The colors, the voices.
All stuck on loop. Whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harrister, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers. Collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
That's right. I am an agent of a word.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the greater good.
Solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your tasks, crossing names off lists, trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
We're making progress. Measured. Steady progress.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart.
Feel the pillow under your cheek.
Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go. Do it for the wind.
3 hours. When you go to sleep at like 11 p.m., wake up 8.5 hours later and you only slept 3 hours.
Good. You're up. Listen, there's something that's been bothering you for a few days now.
What is it?
It's a suspicion, or a feeling really, that things are not quite in hand around here. Every day, things seem to spin more and more wildly out of control. The center isn't holding, and despite your efforts to moderate and contain these energies, things only seem to be getting worse.
Let's get right to it. What needs to be done?
You've got to find out who bears la responsabilité.
So what exactly is la responsabilité?
The most awesome, terrible thing. It is human nature to crave la responsabilité and to deny it. That's why it must be distributed across many different organizations, agencies, offices, and portfolios.
All right, give it to me. I'll accept responsibility.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. This isn't some kind of dictatorship. You can't simply seize la responsabilité for yourself. It must be given by a legitimate authority, like a committee.
Sounds like too much responsibility for me. I don't want it.
Don't run away from it now, Harry. You know it's the right thing to do.
You're right. Who's going to sit on this committee?
Only the most even-keeled minds in Martinez. Your half-brother, the lieutenant, is a natural place to start. Together, you'll be able to discover who has la responsabilité in Rivershaw. And, if necessary, you'll have the wisdom and expertise to assign it among yourselves.
And what happens once we've assigned responsibility?
Most likely, your findings will be collected in a report, which will be carefully reviewed by your superiors. Once they've reviewed it, those same superiors will produce a set of recommendations to be taken up at the next meeting of the Standing Committee. Rest assured, no matter what happens, it will be done through the proper channels.
I'm gonna accept the task.
Good luck. Your report is eagerly anticipated. An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see your reflection in it. The expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it.
Okay, so I can't try it right now.
On the table, you see a bowl of water. The water, the beardless neck.
Okay, let's head out. Good morning, Kim.
Yes?
Kim, we need to talk about responsibility.
I'm glad to hear it, Detective. I was wondering when we'd get to this very subject.
What do you mean?
If you ask me, it's past time for you to cut back on the smoking. You seem like a man with a death wish. It's quite disturbing.
At least let me have my cigarettes, Kim. I only smoke them for bonuses.
The lieutenant's quizzical expression gradually deepens into a frown.
So, what are we talking about then?
I'm talking about la responsabilité. You know, the kind that gets assigned.
Why are you pronouncing it like that gentleman from the Institute of Price Stabilité? You know what? Forget it. What specifically are you trying to assign responsibility for?
Spread your arms wide for this whole situation.
Now I understand. Next, I suppose you're going to tell me you need to form a committee to assign this responsibility?
Yeah, exactly.
Fascinating. And here I believed your recent turn toward moralism was just an act. In any event, I am just a humble law official. I may work under the moral intern's umbrella, but I'm certainly not qualified to serve on any committee. You know who might be, though? That Mr. Villedroit, the gentleman you met in the young man's apartment.
Oh no, I hated that guy. I don't want to do this task anymore.
If I were trying to get in touch with the coalition, I would start by seeking him out. But first you might need to speak with his young companion. Now, was there anything else?
Nothing of importance.
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
I'm looking for someone else, actually.
Oh? Who?
That's it, I'm not looking for anyone else right now.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Okay. I'm not looking for anyone.
Our tenant, please.
Okay, nothing new here. In that case, we're gonna go and use our fast travel option here. And talk to Klaas here now about the assault.
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Let's talk more about the so-called assault.
Not my favorite topic, but okay.
Ah yeah, so there was only one question I hadn't asked yet. I guess I had to ask all of them. Oh, Kim, you are awake now. Makes you wonder how many hours of sleep he had this night.
I'm 89% sure.
So you're not entirely sure?
You know how it is.
Do you?
Actually I don't.
Maybe you don't. In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here.
It sounds like something happened and you don't want to acknowledge it.
Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be as flippant if I had been? How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now? Yeah?
Okay, I'm gonna just ask all the questions now. So we have everything talked about. You have quite the collection of prescription drugs down there.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachon, but you should still reprimand her. No, don't listen to the stiff. Be cool.
So how did you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the NT-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The collection includes Nacra, an opioid antagonist.
Comes in handy when you've done too many opioids.
Is that something that happens to you often, miss?
Better safe than sorry.
You seem to have, among other things, Proptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like what?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours, not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a merit speed molecule, basically.
That's all as far as that goes.
Very funky.
That door there, did you know it leads to a downstairs elevator?
I did not. Mystery solved then. I kept wondering where it led.
There's a peephole on the other side looking into your bedroom.
A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall?
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
Okay.
A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending in her hips. The cigarette tastes foul to her now.
I got you right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Chronicles China definitely came out a bit earlier than India and Russia. I remember playing it because people got it for free back when Unity was released, I guess. I think it was one of those things that everyone got for free because the DLC also became free, I guess. And it was like originally part of the season pass for Unity, I think. So I remember playing it then, or at least starting it. And India and Russia wasn't out by that point yet. I remember then... Yeah, it was 2016, right? When the Assassin's Creed movie came out. I remember watching it in the cinema. And they actually had like advertisements for Chronicles Russia and India, I think, shown as one of the trailers before the movie started. That was 2016, yeah. I gotcha. So you got it with Xbox monthly free games. That's cool. That's right, 2016. Yeah.
Do you think this is somehow connected to me?
It could be. I mean...
Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how long it has been there?
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape.
If it is recent, who do you think made it?
Shit. I don't know. Maybe it's been there for a long time. Maybe the local kids use it or something. I don't know. I'll be fucking covering it up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else back there?
There were tracks on the floor. A recent.
Huh. This isn't good.
She feels like quarry, encircled. Her eyes dart to the door.
It's an old pinball workshop. The room back there. This place used to be a pinball arcade.
Okay. I'm glad someone's had fun. Mm-hmm.
She's lost in thought. Eyes narrowed. Forehead furrowed.
All right.
Okay, I'm just gonna have a look if there's any options we haven't triggered
I
here.
hope you don't mind.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the semen screening yet, but I will.
Good for you.
What do you think it will tell us?
I don't know how a semen sample works, officers. How many days after intercourse does it have to be? I don't even know if he had sex with someone else. We didn't go steady.
Is she avoiding anything? Technically not. See? There's something off here. This one must know she's deploying flares and countermeasures.
All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Okay.
Yes, miss. I hope you don't mind. All right.
Coolly, gracefully.
Okay, that's everything for now.
I don't like it in here. Reminds me of the year I went to school.
The year that he went to school. I don't think it was the school that he thinks it was. Well, I guess you could get another briefing from Kim again.
Yes?
If there's anything new.
What do you want to know?
What did your preliminary information say about it before you came here?
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you?
Yes.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They, classier as we've come to suspect, didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Of course.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer. Good.
Ah, nice. We got another skip point here. But technically, I could actually invest a skip point into Volition and then try to again with Clasia. Why not? Just gotta make sure we have as best Volition stats as possible here. But yeah, we didn't have anything boosting it further.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Alright, 58% chance this time. For a second, the bow looked like a bra. I wouldn't put it past Harry to maybe, you know, wear a bra for a while.
Just like the last time.
Again, I felt...
Light brown eyes look back at you.
God damn it.
All is as it was. You feel cigarette fume rise from her lips. She's just as beautiful. Don't worry. We will protect you from her beauty. We will consult you through the reefs and sounds of her persona. We will see through deceits. You are shielded. You are wise. You are advised. There are muscles on long white bones that line her limbs, just below the silver jumpsuit. The strange moment ends. It was brief, no longer than 2.
Wow. Just wow. I hope you really enjoyed yourself up there. Had a cathartic experience. Because for the rest of us, that really sucked.
It's safe to say this is about your karaoke performance.
Okay, sorry, I had to mute myself here for a second. Nalu had to be convinced to go outside because she was like so warm and like cuddly, because it's pretty cold over here right now. It's like maybe 0 to 5 degrees. So not like, you know, super warm indoors either. So she was like not too stoked by the idea of like going outside for a walk. But yeah, doggo problems in like almost winter time, I guess. Yeah, I sucked up there. I'm sorry.
Good. It's good you're sorry. I'm not letting anyone up there anymore. Now, what did you want?
What? Not gonna let me up there anymore? Whatever.
It's you again. What is it?
And I cannot believe you feel injured by an imaginary insult. I owe you nothing.
I owe you nothing. Yeah, I can't pass the rhetoric check here. Of course, I will have to put points into rhetoric to try again.
Does Kuno care?
Well, I guess I could buy the fountain pens now, but since I'm not really taking the boots off a dead body, it doesn't really serve much of a purpose, I guess.
Kuno does.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
What are those strange words you use, girl?
I come from the woods, Gutta Vittu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Don't be traumatizing here. Get the fuck out of here.
What do you see?
Well, there was like a skill check here with the footprints at some point, so I wonder...
The skinny Hardy boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
Ah yeah, the red face one?
Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat, you're right. Do you think those prints belong to him?
Yes.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not. 200. This could be the combined weight of...
I did trigger this one already.
200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
I do. The fat guy. I think I heard...
I'm just like checking for options I haven't...
With a piece of sandpaper glued to the truck.
Triggered yet.
Which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the old soul.
First the drug smuggling, now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go?
Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
Yeah, everyone in Martini is involved. Clearly. Harry using eagle vision definitely fits a way, analyzing the crime scene like this. Well, I mean, not necessarily. The lady driver could have kept the drug trade a secret.
You're right. But we should still go and see what Titus Hardy has got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage. So, what else? I don't know. They're about the same size. Not the same book. No, these prints are pretty standard. The ones in the dust looked custom.
Okay, we triggered all the other stuff here.
It's you again. What is it?
I want to talk about the hanging again.
Again. Just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan.
Good one, Titus.
I mean, there's like no option really talking about the drug trade, I guess. That's a bit odd. I mean, you know, this could be in connection to it. Like arresting him for drug trade or something. But as you said, it's like unlikely, especially with their stance against drugs, it seems. That could of course just be a front, but... There's something hideous on your face. Oh wait, it's naturally there. It's your face that's so hideous. It's a default from Watch Dogs without his mask. Turns out he could have just, you know, let the mask fly from the get-go. It serves just as well as a red face. Okay, so why don't I just arrest you?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Weren't you warned to not go down this path? And yet you still go and do it. Just because you can doesn't mean you have to say everything that comes to mind. Back out before the situation escalates.
Not in the arresting mood?
A fearful readiness, like an electrical charge, raises hairs in the room. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, I haven't had this choice or kind of like talked about this choice like for pretty long time now. And I was just looking for like alternative dialogue choices because Kim said, let's go back to talk about, like with the guys about something. I didn't think this would like escalate so quickly. I mean, it kind of course makes sense, but I thought it was more like, you know, in theory, you know, what if I have enough to arrest you? It's not like, I'm gonna arrest you now. It's like, what if I arrest you? What then? You red bastard, you'll be dealing with him twice in Watch Dogs, main game and Bad Blood DLC. That's true. That mission in the main game was so good with him, like the nightclub, but also the whole like chase mission and, you know, the music that plays too. I just really love that kind of like dark and gritty vibe that Watch Dogs 1 has.
Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
Imagine if you would try to arrest him and you just die, and that's game over. But yeah, I'm gonna back off because I was not looking to arrest this guy.
Wise move. You made the right choice there. Now make another one and get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
Okay, so I guess I just have to trigger all the other options again until I come across one that I can
How many people?
Or send them to reunion
trigger
to rot.
again.
For 20 years. For life.
I'm just gonna trigger ones I've already triggered.
Use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Are you dead?
Got the shots.
Titus, keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge.
Who do you fucking think does?
Well, I mean, this talks about the 8th person. It's still, you know, saying it's like a Hardy Boy. And not the woman, but it's our only chance to kind of like address the person, which is what I came for.
Titus, no one was thinking.
No. 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 Fuck no! The big dick is right here, asshole. You're looking at it. Right. Fucking here.
Somebody has to project much. But same here, very clever how they make everyone's profile appear with hacked messages by default to Aiden as well. It was a really nice touch. Like really fully trolling you. Bob for it? That is filthy. Those apples belong to Master Hammer. Bob for it.
Disregard the outburst, officer. None of the boys have any comments on their power relations. That night, they acted as one. That's all. You don't...
I know, Lizzie. Relax.
No. Yeah.
Quiet. No.
This is...
Why don't you...
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus.
Yeah, what?
I am. He stepped out of...
What kind of must?
The kind that
A live grenade.
This one has a special gripe with...
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They wrong.
There's a slight...
To kill us all.
Yeah.
He grabbed some...
Yeah. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt? Then he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
What about him? We...
You're pretty... Certainly enough to not put up with this backsass.
Titus.
We over...
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? Like what?
It's really weird, like, none of these options talk about what I just discovered. You know, like, Kim just literally told me, this is a really good lead, we have to go back to the Hardy Boys and throw them off with it. And none of these choices talk about it? Why?
About fucking time.
I mean, we now have a +1 chance because we discussed the 8th Hardy. But yeah, maybe that was it. But certainly, you know, didn't lead to what I thought it would. Okay, in that case, we're just gonna come back here later. It's a bit annoying that I can't try the logic check again, unless I, you know, invest another skill point in it. What are you guys doing here?
That's one brutal motor carriage.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery, then bottom light it, neon style.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could, like, hang fucking shrunken heads from the side mirrors. Cops' heads. Scary tribal shit.
Yeah, tribal shit. A cop carriage like this would have proper skull value.
While I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage, I have to stop you right there. The RCM takes threats directed at its property seriously.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality. Man, if we were certified skulls right now...
I had to think the same exact thing, Rod. The kind of customizations we talked about very much sounded like, you know, something you could see in Mad Max. With like scouts and stuff. That game looked really cool actually, like back when I saw you play that when you've done your 100% run, I remember. I also remember because it was a very long playthrough I think, and there were also like some issues with some of the stuff you couldn't complete anymore I think, because they were like server side or something. But yeah, I remember the game looking great though, like the open world and the exploration and like the, you know, car combat. Looked really cool. Run, go, get to the stream, I was snapping. Hey there, Dr. Darling, welcome in. I hope you had a great nap and a good rest.
I can tell you who we're not, cop. We're not snitches or skulls.
Which is not to say that the skulls are bitches. On the contrary.
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man, is we're not part of the skulls yet.
So who are the scouts?
You don't know? What kind of cop are you?
Of course I do, I'm just testing you boys.
The skulls are the most vicious gang of the Besmertne.
Yeah, I'm sure.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. Jacking carriages and getting into high-speed chases.
Yeah, in your imagination maybe.
Possessing an infinite amount of fuck-all swagger, infamous for their non-verbal modus operandi.
I got you, Rod. Yeah, I don't blame you. Kind of like maybe try another, you know, like more casual run. We just focus on the content that you wanna be doing. But yeah, it's so annoying when you can't like fully 100% the game.
If a skull spots you, he will pull out his dagger and stab you without saying a word.
The lieutenant's voice is as calm as usual, a testament to the violence and death he's witnessed through the sight of his firearm.
They usually occupy the burnt-out quarter in Jamrock, or you can find them loitering around the brightly painted bottom-lighted vehicles.
I can't wait to become a skull. Bottom lights are wretched aggressive.
The nastiest bunch of psychos ever. I guess you have met Psycho Lexius, Psycho Sandra, Psycho Garrett, and Psycho War. Now that would make for quite a bunch. Imagine all of them fighting together in a team. All of them together fighting at Kaer Morhen. I wouldn't want to be matched against them, that's for sure. The question is, who's gonna be the next Psycho? The Psycho Vengers. I like it. Do you know anything about the murder that took place here?
Murder?
A man was hanged in the backyard of a whirling in Rex.
Yeah, sure. We'll gladly tell you everything we know about it. It was a man.
Also, he was hanged.
Great. Don't fuck around, boys.
He was hanged from a tree.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
These punks don't know anything. Let's just move along.
Hey, stop right there. How does one know anything?
Just shut up, dude.
Sure. Understandable. Fuck, and I appreciate your effort, though.
Now step away from a vehicle. Or get punched in the face. Okay, so I think I might have something to replace what I lost here.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
I found you guys a new bow.
What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now, no need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
Psycho Arthur and Psycho John. That is true, yeah. I mean, going with a really bad honor. Below honor. It would be quite fun to do like a really low honor run at some point. But given that I want to do my next Red Dead Redemption 2 run as a 100% one, I'm not sure if I can actually justify going with like really low honor by the end of a playthrough, you know, if I invest that much time in it. But maybe on the next one after my next one. In like a couple years. Maybe like the next one after the next one when I do like a no HUD Evo run or something. Actually, I don't want to say it's impossible, but Ethan must die is horrible. You only had the knife left in the Margaret fight in the end. You won in the end, that's what counts. And you know now how to deal with that DLC. GG's, dude, on getting it done. Especially if you only have like a knife left at the end. I would imagine that to be extremely difficult. But yeah, sounds like definitely a rough time. I'm very sorry, it's the best I could find.
The best, huh? This isn't even a bull. But fine. I guess you did attempt to right your hooliganism. Consider it forgiven.
I like how it's like, even out now. We threw the ball in the sea, but you also replace it, so Oh, that's really cool, Rod. I'm looking forward to see you play that game in like really low honor. Because it really can change like so many encounters from what I've seen. Like even like small dialogues sometimes. No worries, Shella. Always great to get past those kind of like points. Is there anything you can tell me about this rifle?
It's a Bell McGrave, 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made. Good weapon, accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
In the basement there, point of a bookshop.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Okay, there was something we should have talked about with Renee, right? Like we gotta ask him about the photo. Wasn't there something else? I guess not.
Yes, the debardeurs, I'm an old...
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Oh yeah, now I can talk about the picture. But so true, and seeing the different endings for chapter 6 as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, right? You can have like a low honor ending where I guess you end up with low honor, but you don't go after the money, right? And one way you go after the money. And that's also gonna have like a change, I guess. Than if you do it with like high honor. I don't think I actually ever saw like all the like little differences in the endings that can potentially happen.
She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Gaston is so friendly always. Definitely a rarity in this place.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp.
Okay, I'm not gonna attempt this for now, because I will have to retry that at the later point, when my chance may be a bit higher. Okay, so that's done. It's pretty cool seeing that our task list from Tuesday and Monday has become so small here. But yeah, it seems like every task that I have currently is kind of like a side task that I can do. I mean, of course I can set the victim's body to for processing, but I might still want to investigate it later. And I can't convince the Hardy Boys until I invest a skill point in intellect, I guess. I guess I could reinvestigate the Doom commercial area. Find a way to the chimney.
This orange machine is buzzing like you slipped. No.
I have a pry bar in my kinema, in case you want to try.
Ah, yeah. So we could go to his car and try to get the pry bar. That's it. Side tasks are always more important than main quests. Yeah, I mean, you would definitely know Schiller, you know, playing Witcher 3 and everything. Or having played Witcher 3. One of those games for me at least, you know, where I feel like I'm much more invested in the side tasks often. But yeah, open world games in general can be like that sometimes.
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye.
Ice cream in your stream today too. Indeed. What's gonna be next? Wait, why am I even thinking about this?
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
Motor carriage, one of many.
No point in stopping, then.
Yeah. I wanna finish this fort.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox. A metallic drawer slides out from the pry bar. Feels nice and cold in your hand. Heavier than you'd think. Cold and heavy. Useful for opening. The pull-out toolbox slides back.
Okay, go for pry bar.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Probably not strong enough.
Turning this all, what better to assuage the creep?
I wonder if I, you know, plug out the cable of the ice cream machine, if that's gonna have an effect. Because then it's gonna like melt, and then, you know, what's make it easier, I guess.
Ice cream maker nearby.
To like, you know, use a pry bar, I guess. If it's, you know, not frozen anymore. Also, give me another second. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so I think I'm actually gonna, you know, unplug the ice cream maker now, because whatever's inside, you know, except for the ice cream, I'm not sure if it has to be, you know, frozen or this cold. So that's also gonna make it potentially easier to open it. So I'm gonna unplug it now, I think.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
I mean, I have a reason. If it's not like entirely frozen and it melts, then it's gonna be likely easier to open. If a frozenness has added to the, difficulty of being able to open it. But it's not an option, so I guess by logic doesn't exist. Or at least I have to assume. So yeah, I guess there isn't any reason.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has one cable missing.
I'm just gonna leave it like this for now.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner and an electric freezer. The ice around it slowly melting.
As you can see, it now has actually a plus chance, as I said, because the machine is unplugged. Also saying that it's slowly melting, so I guess when time is passing I can later come back and then try to open it. So that's my logic. It's a bit of a shame I couldn't explain it to Kim, but I guess I can later when I'm successful. So that's the start.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Kim, this may be hard for you to believe, and you may think it's as crazy as one of Harry's imaginary scenarios, but you are in fact inside a video game, being controlled by an external entity that has the power to make Harry do or say certain things. Exactly. And sometimes those things might seem like they happen without any reason, but you just don't know the reason. The reason is me. Those voices I heard, maybe it's the malignant entity. Playson says it lives in a chimney.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind.
Then what was the chatter you heard?
Yeah, I feel like yelling hello in here is kinda stupid. But hey, we could, technically, so I'm gonna make it a viewer choice. Whether we're gonna try to use physical instrument, kick it with a foot, or just leave. There might be people upstairs who could hear it. But, gonna have to see. Okay, we're gonna try.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Hello?
You've awakened the entity.
I summoned the ghost of his Doom commercial area. Oh dear. This is the police. Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor. I'll open it.
You hear a low rumble upstairs. The sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Well then. So, where did it open? On the second floor, I guess. Jesus. What happened here? Why can't I go further here? I'm like... Oh, because I have to have a flashlight activated, right? I was like... What is happening? Ah, yeah. Interesting. Shoes in a part of melting snow. Postcard. This tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
The bird-like woman sits on a throne of toots, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius. So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Citizen? Hello, Vaora. Welcome in, and good day. How are you doing today?
Citizens.
Citizens. You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Why are you asking me about dice?
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Sure. I have this role-playing game I called Baldur's Gate 3. Could you make me some dices?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Sure, I like role-playing games and I need some dices.
Very good. My rate is 10 rel per set, unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there's any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and minerals.
This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
The music is very nice. Oh yeah. I've been liking the whole soundtrack a lot, I have to say. It's definitely one I'm gonna come back to listen again. Well, after I finish the game. How did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
You're about finished with a second Dragon Age playthrough? You mean of a new game? Velgard? Damn, that's awesome. Already getting, 2 playthroughs done. How long is the game actually? Is it like below 100? I know, right? Yeah, this whole questline here in the abandoned kind of like commercial area has been one giant 4-war break. The new one, you're not case. I mean, if you're enjoying a game a lot, that's always great. Definitely the feeling of like just wanting to play, one game for like a month straight or so. Especially when, like Origins came out, for instance. Or even Valhalla, I guess, when it came out. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the wording in Rex?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about a dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
Come on, Inland Empire. Get a grip.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
I got you, Aura. I mean, yeah, 60 to 70 hours isn't too bad, I guess. I'm approaching that number with my Disco Elysium run. Yeah, same here. I played Valhalla for, I think, 2.5 months before I had my playthrough finished and completed like everything in the game after it came out. Safe to say I really enjoy the game. I know, right? Like, Inland Empire comes in so often, just like rambling about stuff that isn't real. But still quite interesting sometimes. You know, having that constant input and not deciding to give in all the time. So what do you mean by the daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
I did Aura, yeah. I literally completed everything in the game. My first time. Well, my first time I didn't go for the small wealth locations. But then my second playthrough of Valhalla, I like literally 100%ed everything. Including all the small wealth locations. Including every single quest, including every kind of like delivery, including all the content that had been released up until that point. So about a year after Valhalla launched. So literally everything, like I had nothing left to do at the end of it. That is of course until like new content released, like the Cassandra DLC or the kind of like how do you call it, the roguelite mode that they added to the game, but wasn't out at that point yet, so I didn't do that stuff. But I did do the mastery challenges because they were definitely a thing at that point. But yeah, some of the fish requirements are really annoying because some of the fish and the size of the fish could only be found at very specific spots sometimes, so I definitely ended up googling for like good locations. But yeah, so much time that I spent on that stuff too. I know, right? I wouldn't mind having a plug for that. The first Dragon Age game is still by far the best one. Still haven't played any of them, to be honest. But that's cool that, you know, the first one is supposed to be that good. It's not every day, you know, that in a long-running series, the first one is considered to be like the best game. By some of them, at least. Yeah, it can be so tedious. And it's definitely not gonna be anything I will be doing again in the future. At any point, I don't think. I've done 200% runs now, and I think that's enough for a lifetime. Breath of the Wild has a crafting system that requires various fish and bugs and farming. Those is way more fun. That's good. yeah, that there's like a bit more of an emphasis on like, making those parts of like grind kind of like fun and engaging, I guess, instead of just like standing at the same point and just like trying over and over and is still getting the wrong kind of fish.
She's not sorry to disappoint you. Informing on someone in a murder investigation would intrude upon her focused existence.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
And you never took your eyes off of work to look out of a window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
Do you often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
Definitely enough for a lifetime. Main game, 3 major DLCs, plus all the other content for 2 years worth. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm definitely thankful that when I've done my 100% runs, all of the extra content hadn't been released yet, like Dawn of Ragnarok and the roguelite mode and that. But I still, of course, done like most of the content. Still included like both DLCs and like river raids and all that fun stuff. There's no fishing in Breath of the Wild, so you've got to either swim and catch the fish or blow them up. I mean, I wouldn't mind blowing them up, I guess. That would be way faster.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
So where are we anyway? What is this place?
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the wards. Even though they've been repainted, there's still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Yeah, same here, Rod. I'd rather 100% a game that I haven't 100%ed yet. I would really like to 100%, for instance, the Tomb Raider games at some point. Like when I replay them, I probably wouldn't mind, doing 100% for them. Seems like I can get it done in a, decent amount of time. But yeah, I would also like to 100%, Red Dead Redemption 2, of course, the next time I play it, which is gonna be a huge undertaking. But I think it's gonna definitely feel worth it. Well, I guess 100% as in, doing the checklist, not like literally everything in the game. That would be super tricky, especially with a companion. Yeah, that's true. There's like quite a lot of collectibles that are also narrated that give it like lots of insights. But yeah, it would also be cool to do like all the tombs as well. And get like really, strong like equipment and stuff. Feel like a goddess by the end of a playthrough.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
There used to be a hair salon here, right?
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
You wouldn't like it either. The others would laugh at you.
What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? The customers should have been more open-minded.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
That reminds me of one of the storylines in The Wire. One of the best rated series on HBO. Because there's like a former gang member, I guess, that kind of like gets out of prison and kind of falls back into like gang life again until he kind of like just stops and decides that he wants to do something else with his life. And then he kind of like opens up a box club for like young youths to steer them away from like drugs and crime. Kind of like make sure that his own younger self would be kind of like spared the life experiences that he went through, and kind of like give them like a chance on like doing something else with their lives. It's a pretty cool storyline, I have to say, but certainly came with its own challenges. This detective gets the weirdest lines of questioning. He's definitely not your typical detective. And who was Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs, a community-centric boxing club.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
He's sort of a king around here.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth. Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard.
She looks out of a window. It's oddly quiet there at the moment.
I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
So how did the community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines.
Also, give me just 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry if it took a bit longer. Turns out it was the neighbor's kid locking, or I mean, apparently that kid was like waiting for 3 to 4 hours for the mom to like come home to open up the door. I guess they must have forgot the key or something. So yeah, I was just asking myself like, why didn't you, you know, kind of like ring earlier? I would have like, you know, helped you, or you could like stay here, or I would like call your mom earlier. Because kind of funny, like the older kid, like the older brother already locked themselves out once. And like we took care of it. Now this time was like the younger brother. Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was thinking, because it's pretty cold right now. Like even if you're indoors in like the you know, open spaces. But yeah, the mom literally came back home when I was like calling her, so should be good now, I think. Rod Kuno don't need no boxing club. He uses his fist, not a club. If he goes clubbing, then he definitely doesn't use a club, that's for sure. Need the opposite of cat jam for the sick sad music piece, like slow jam, or just like sad jam. Makes you think of old Death Cab for Cutie. That's true, actually. I quite like Death Cab for Cutie. Mostly from like watching shows that had it like in the mid 2000s, because it was quite popular then. So like a couple tracks I really like listening to at that point. But yeah, it definitely has a similar vibe. And I mean, the band or the composers that, you know, made this game soundtrack, of course also like a, you know, rock band. Hello there, Spectrum, welcome in. It's going really good, thank you. Been having a nice day so far. Playing a bit more Disco Elysium. How's your day going? I hope you enjoyed your mocha yesterday. You know what, Aura, I think that's exactly it. You know, I think the kid just didn't wanna bother, and now, you know, was like getting dark, and if you waited for 3 hours already, you know, you're probably more inclined to start to bother if your mom still hasn't come home. But the reason I also think that is that Levi actually came back from the doggo walk like half an hour ago or so. Or no, like even earlier, I think she was like out and the kid was already waiting there, and she was like asking if everything is okay. And the kid was like, yeah, everything good. You know. But alas, it wasn't. But I didn't know of any of this, like I didn't know the kid was like waiting outside. So I was like very surprised when I saw the kid. And realizing he had waited for that long already. Because he definitely could have waited at our place. But I was a bit confused because the kid didn't even tell me like what's up. You know, I wanted to ask like, okay, I can definitely call your mom. Like, what do you want me to tell her? You know, because I didn't exactly know what was like going on. But the kid was, you know, not really being able to give an answer and just like crying. So yeah, felt kind of bad. But yeah, I mean, the important thing is that now everything is taken care of. Thank you, Rod. Welcome back as well to you. Give me a big what Sarah said vibes. You make mocha every morning if possible, 2 actually. Sometimes use cocoa powder, sometimes chocolate syrup, and sometimes chocolate flavored creamer. That sounds delicious. Yeah, honestly, it's not something I do very often. So when I made it yesterday, it was like maybe the 4th time or so that I've actually made mocha. But I wouldn't mind making it more often now. And chocolate syrup sounds delicious. I should try that at some point. Or you locked yourself out only a couple times as a teen. Sucks coming home at like midnight when everyone is asleep and having to wake the whole damn house just to get inside. That's understandable, you know. Especially at that time, don't really want to bother too many people. And if you already feel like in general like you don't want to bother anyone, you know, I would just make it a bit more of a burden.
You should have known it.
Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff medias. Who would have guessed? And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool, very cool about the debris, but what's a snuff milieu?
It's a sub-rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
What does she mean, to get off on it?
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Or this was before people slept with their cell phones in the bedroom. You would call the house phone and ring the doorbell until someone answered. Everyone in your family is a deep sleeper except you. You'd have snuck in, but you didn't learn how to do that until later. Yeah, understandable. You know, that would be a bit uncomfortable. Knowing that it would take a while before someone actually wakes up.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
I mean, one would have to assume Aura. If they, you know, specify unlicensed, then there also gonna be licensed ones. You would think.
But what drugs exactly?
Spectrum the Happy installed a keypad on the back door, so if you ever locked yourselves out, you could get in that way. That's really good, you know. Because if you lock yourself out and there's like nobody in the house anymore, you know, having to call like, you know, service for like opening up the door and stuff can get quite expensive. At least over here, it's like instantly probably like $200 or something for just opening the door. And if then also the lock has to be damaged or something, you know, that could potentially be even more. Right, Aura, or just never leave the house, I guess. That could work.
Anything else?
I found creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
The insect rights activists? What in the name of?
The atelier produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. A Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
Well, let's just not.
Really? Anyway.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow. It's hard to say why.
What's with the rotor blades and skis?
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
Insects have no rights here. If they're inside my house, they're trespassing. Outdoor bugs are allowed to stay out there. Exactly. Whoever gets inside our premises has to meet Nalu. But yeah, Nalu's our insect catcher #1. Because she's like such a hunt dog, you know, in a way. That's like the only hunt she actually gets to do, you know, of like live animals, is like hunting insects. So it's a full passion in the summer time, that's for sure. It actually gets to a point where if she can't reach the insect because it's like on the ceiling or something, then she's basically asking me to kill the insect, you know? It's like making whiny noises like, please kill the insect already. We are a team, aren't we? I kill the ones on the ground, you kill the ones on the ceiling. Insects are destroying the evidence of a dead body outside. Well, that's the thing. Believe it or not, but on day 3, we finally got the body down and, drum roll, we even refrigerated the body so we can reinvestigate it later without decomposing further. Only took us 3 days, but we made it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure up until that point, insects have, you know, destroyed the evidence. One of the cats likes to chase them, the other one just stares at them until your husband gets it. I don't like, I can't reach that, help. Pretty much like that. But yeah, it's kind of crazy how good she is in communicating certain issues. At the same time, she's very selective about what she wants to hear sometimes. You know? Like a true dachshund. Very independent. At least in that regard. I know, right? Actually done some detective work there. And I didn't even have to punch anyone for it. Believe it or not. Also, thank you for a follow and welcome in. Your dog is also very communicative. You can always guess what he's asking for. Yeah. Yeah, some dogs are very, very good in like communicating that. And sometimes, of course, you just know your dog so well too. But you can read the signs a bit easier. So what do these transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
I found a strange machine.
Fortress Accident, the radio game studio.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once, I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Wirral. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules.
What do you mean liberal? What happened?
The usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time.
What went wrong?
Well, I did hear them talking at times.
She looks at the hallway as if she can still hear them chit-chat behind her curtains on a cigarette break.
They seemed to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest.
From what I've seen so far, the project did look quite impressive.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know, how the markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is important. Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult, especially if you've been drinking.
We saw the strangers would just tell you everything about their lives except for anything related to the case. That seems to be the gist of it with this game. At least sometimes, you know. There's like so many things that happen, or like tasks that have like nothing to do with the case. It's almost like the game itself is a bigger case than the case. The word of Revachol and Martinez. But yeah, I guess the biggest case is kind of like figuring out who the fuck we are and what we have done to be in this position. So learning more about our environment can help us in our self-discovery quest, I guess. But yeah. Sometimes I guess you also just wanna, you know, get the actual like murder case solved. But we've been making so good progress with that in the past 2 days. But yeah, now I'm kind of like at a point where I need a skill point to be able to advance the main story further. So I kind of have to do some stuff that might not be quite as important. That's too bad. I would have supported them. The project looked great.
Not the wisest decision. You would have lost all your savings.
The dice is black and filled with little silvery flakes, like snowfall.
Anything else?
There was a terrifying taxidermite bear in the cellar.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here.
She smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees, like a stand-up comedian ready to tell a story.
The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
So what about them?
There was really just one. And it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
She leans back, disapproving.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls.
I mean, what did they expect? 20 cents per hour as a dog's pay. I'm surprised they showed up at work at all.
Oh, but they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
It didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Because I have a buddy in there. You know, that's the fridge where I have my other buddy stored, the bear fridge. Because it was the only fridge in town that we could use. Now we know that it's like not working 100%. It might be some parts of a body are decomposing while others are still frozen. Maybe I should check the body again. Send it to processing now.
Eventually, Ravishore Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
I'm sure the bear was doing its best.
Maybe, because the taxidermist who made that bear definitely wasn't. Doing his best, I mean.
How come?
He said that the bear was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. Called it Megatherion.
Scary, but cool.
Megatherion?
Megatherion, a mega wild beast.
What's a mega wild beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
I gotcha.
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs.
I don't have a comment on drugs.
Understandable. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
She seems almost sad, finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the morning light. Her eyes follow it idly.
Outside it's light. Light scatters from the low-hanging cloud cover. There's always the threat of snow.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time.
I found the building intercom, but it's not working.
Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine. I'm still in the middle of connecting the wires. Sorry about the confusion.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
So you're telling me that the doorbell with the empty name card was yours?
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet.
I was wondering about the wording in Rex. Is it part of the same building complex?
You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project. That explains why you can call the whirling from the intercom, albeit I doubt that anyone responds.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the Dune commercial area. The darkness of this place is there, too.
The East Delta Pinball, is that now the whirling?
Yes. I've heard it used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure. Before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice? Don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, floriography, trick track, especially pinball.
Well, keep it to yourself.
Anything else I can help you with?
A strange thing happened when I tried calling a company named Slipstream SCA. Someone answered.
It can't be true. They don't work here anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance from the bookstore.
She said she was from Tricentennial Electrics.
Tricentennial Electrics?
There's a moment before she recognizes the name.
It used to be a major electric company 100 years ago. Are you sure it wasn't just some kids playing a prank on you?
No, it was something else. It was eerie.
no, it was something else, something eerie.
Pranks can be eerie. Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity. Sure, I'm listening.
Okay, I think
I hope
it's everything here.
things a bit. What else?
I heard this place is cursed. Did you know that people call it the doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
So how do you explain that happened to all the companies then?
It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail.
Plaisance is the one who actually sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
Yeah, I guess.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at the messy work table. All kinds of tools lie there scattered, from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
It's because she's in cahoots with the demons.
That must be it. Yeah, I'll be the first to admit that there are many inconsistencies in the so-called curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
The jig is up. The she-demon knows you've uncovered her true identity. Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. You know, it's kind of interesting how both Physico and Psyche are working together here to convince me that she's actually the negative entity. Or that just capitalism?
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her.
Okay, I think we're done here for now. We can now talk to Guard and see what he has to say about the doomed hostel. He's gonna be happy to talk about it, I reckon. But yeah, I guess we can also talk to Plaisance about our findings here. What an outfit. I know, right? Isn't it beautiful? The windbreaker. The hat. Whatever kind of hat that's supposed to be. And the glasses. Just beautiful. Okay, gonna have a new save here. And also a quick save just in case. because this is going to be everything we will be doing for today with Disco Elysium. And yeah, the next time we can talk to Plaisance about our findings here. And also talk to Guard about what he thinks about the curse. And I guess once we have another skill point, we can then try to talk to the Hardy Boys again and do the check once more. At this point, we should have a really high chance of succeeding, so I reckon the next time we try, we're gonna succeed, hopefully. And then we can maybe drive forward the case investigation again. If not, we have to just go back to the church, I guess, and work on opening the nightclub there. We gotta do something, I guess. But yeah, gonna see how it goes next time. Tomorrow, though, we're finally going back to AC Valhalla. We've been now playing Disco Elysium a couple days in a row, of course with some shorter sessions. But yeah, tomorrow I have the entire day off and I can, you know, dedicate a good substantial amount to Valhalla. So we're gonna go ahead and start and finish Jorvik and maybe even go beyond that. Gonna have to see. I think after Jorvik we were going to Nottinghamshire actually. It's gonna be a bit in the north of England tomorrow, into the snowy areas. No worries, Aura, thank you for being here and for joining. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Have a good one, Dr. Darling. Thank you also so much for being here, dude, and hope you have a good evening. No worries, Rod. Thanks again for being here and also for the raid earlier. Yeah, that's true. Definitely good to have another, you know, room in person unlocked because, I mean, she seems like she could definitely be, you know, still important. She's been here 14 years, you know, so that's definitely quite a source of knowledge. She could tell us quite a bit about the other people in the Doom commercial area. And, I mean, you know, she's also one of the persons having direct line of sight on the murder scene, so that could become important eventually. Helheim, yeah, indeed. Yeah, looking forward to do a longer session with Valhalla again. Die Hakenklinge hat zwei Parts. Den Haken und die Klinge. Thank you for deeming the German, Dr. Darling. Let's have a look who's online and who we could raid today. Tschüss, Eric. Thank you also for being here. And I hope you have a good one. Alright, we're gonna go and say hi to Amita again today. Amita's playing more God of War Ragnarok. A game that I'm personally looking very much forward to playing. If you would like to join us with a raid over to Amita, feel free to copy and paste those raid emotes. And yeah, I will catch you tomorrow again, a bit earlier than today, with a start, and we're gonna go and play some more AC Valhalla to continue our No Hut playthrough, and no fast travel, of course, as part of our historical order run. Thank you again so much, everyone, for being here today and for joining us for more Disco Elysium. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Until the next one. Cheers, Schiller. Have a good one, dude. Thank you also for being here.